Genesis 12. This chapter marks the beginning of Abram's journey, a story of faith, divine promises, and the origins of a nation. Join me as we delve into each verse of this chapter, unraveling its profound lessons and timeless messages. Our story begins with God speaking to Abram, delivering a call that would change not just his life but the course of history. God tells Abram to leave his country, his people, and his father's household and go to a land that he will show him. Imagine the magnitude of this request, leaving everything familiar behind for an unknown destination, based solely on faith in God's promise. God's promises to Abram are significant, making him into a great nation, blessing him, making his name great, and blessing those who bless him while cursing those who curse him. This call and promise set the stage for the establishment of Israel and the unfolding of God's plan for humanity. Abram, demonstrating remarkable faith, obeys. At 75 years old, he sets out from Haran with his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, and all their possessions. They travel to Canaan, a land that holds the key to God's promise. Abram's journey is not just a physical relocation, but a spiritual venture into the unknown, led by divine guidance. Upon arriving in Canaan, Abram travels through the land to a place called Shechem, to the great tree of Moreh. Here, the Lord appears to Abram, reiterating the promise that this land will be given to his offspring. In response, Abram builds an altar to the Lord, a physical representation of his faith and commitment. This act of building altars becomes a recurring theme in Abram's journey, symbolizing his continuous devotion and thanksgiving to God. Abram continues his journey, moving from place to place, building altars and calling on the name of the Lord. His journey mirrors the life of faith, not static, but dynamic, filled with movement, challenges, and continuous growth in understanding and trust in God. However, Abram's journey is not without its trials. A severe famine strikes the land, forcing Abram to go down to Egypt to live there for a while. This decision, born out of necessity, sets the stage for a challenging episode. In Egypt, fearing for his life because of his wife's beauty, Abram asks Sarai to say she is his sister. Sarai, taken into Pharaoh's palace, becomes the center of a complex situation. Pharaoh treats Abram well for her sake, but the Lord inflicts serious diseases on Pharaoh and his household because of Sarai. This intervention by God reveals his protective hand over Abram and Sarai, despite the morally ambiguous situation they find themselves in. Pharaoh, realizing the truth, summons Abram and questions him about his deception. Then, in a move of generosity and perhaps fear of further divine retribution, Pharaoh lets them go with all their possessions. Abram and Sarai leave Egypt, a place that was both a refuge and a source of turmoil, and head back to the land of Canaan. Genesis 12 presents us with a rich narrative of faith, divine guidance, and moral complexity. Abram's journey is a powerful example of stepping out in faith, even when the path is uncertain. His experiences in Canaan and Egypt teach us about reliance on God, the consequences of our choices, and the unfailing nature of God's promises. Thank you for joining me in exploring Genesis 12. If this journey through Abram's story has enlightened or inspired you, please consider subscribing to our channel for more. Share your thoughts on this chapter in the comments below. Until next time, let's keep exploring these ancient narratives and their relevance to our lives today.